started to realize that no one was gonna do the work for me. I started to question why I wasn't getting by in school. I started to question why I was losing relationships so easily. I started to question my own self-worth. I had to question myself or why I was a skinny little bitch. You didn't have a dad around, so that's an excuse? That's it? You got an excuse for that? I grew up in my life with no father around. I had no presence of a masculine man in my life. All I had was a hardworking mom who worked her fucking ass off, took care of 4 kids, didn't complain once, and all she did was try her best to bring the best version of myself out. And I grew up being a little bit confused on what being a man was. I felt lost at times. I felt myself giving in to my fucking feelings when, as a man, can't really do that. I learned quickly that you don't have that fucking luxury. I don't have the luxury to give in to my inner bitch. I don't have the luxury of not being able to go to work. I don't have the luxury of not supporting. I don't have the luxury of putting food on the table when it's needed. I don't have those luxuries. Alright? And I ended up losing my emotions. I didn't know how to control my anger. I didn't know how to control my time. I was undisciplined. I had responsibilities, but I never did them. Okay? And not to say that my mom wasn't the best mom that I could have ever asked for, and she did all that she could for me, but what I'm telling you is that there were some things that I missed out on. The first thing was responsibilities. For example, my mom used to make my lunch for me. She would make my lunch for me, and I expected that. As I got to high school, I started to wake up in the morning and there'd be no PB&Js on the counter. I wouldn't have my Lunchable set up for me. And I asked her and I said, hey, like, are you done making my lunch? And she said, yeah, I'm done making your lunch. You're a man. That's what you're supposed to do. The trash was full. No one wanted to take the trash out of my house. I said, Mom, can you take out the trash? She said, that's a man's job. That's a man's duty. The men take out the trash. And I didn't understand what she meant at the time. I was like, I'm just a little kid. Like, what do you mean? Like, you want me to take out this dirty trash? Ew. I didn't get it. I didn't get there was things that were necessary for me to do just because I was a man. I didn't realize that doing the dishes and taking out the trash when I was younger was just little responsibilities a man was supposed to do. I grew up in households where I didn't see the best example of men leading and doing what a man was supposed to do. I saw a lot of negativity. I saw a lot of laziness. I saw a lot of bum shit. I started to realize that no one was gonna do the work for me. I realized that if I had to get to the fucking bus and be there and not walk my ass to school, that I better be up on time. I better get up when that alarm clock goes off. I better not give in to that inner bitch. I started to realize that no one was gonna save me, that no one was gonna give me a handout, that mom wasn't gonna be able to bail me out all the time. I had to do that shit on my own. And that's when I learned I had to start setting higher standards. I had to start setting my bar a little bit higher because I was here. And all that did for me was nothing. I started to question why I wasn't getting by in school. I started to question why I was losing relationships so easily. I started to question my own self-worth. I had to question myself or why I was a skinny little bitch. So I started to give in. I started to be the dude that was like, fuck, I didn't have a dad, so I can get by. People can feel bad for me. That I didn't learn the things that they learned. I didn't go on vacations. I wasn't taught these things that other people had. I started to give in to that. But I had to accept the fucking harsh truth. And the harsh truth is, no one is coming to save you. No one's there to set your own fucking bar, and you must do it yourself. No matter what. If you gotta walk your ass to the gym, walk your ass to the gym. If If you gotta stay up an extra 3 hours to get your fucking work done, get it done. That's what it took. And I didn't understand that. Also, having an absent father left me seeking approval from my mother. In other words, had me seeking approval from women. What would I do? I would do my hair intentionally extra long, make sure everything was perfect. I wouldn't go to the gym for myself. I would do it for women. I wanted to see their reaction. I wanted to see if I was worth something. And the problem with that is when you grow up in a single mom household is you look for your mom for love. Because your dad's not around. He's not there to give you your fucking edge. So what? You lose your edge. You lose that ability to suck shit up. To focus on only what you can fucking control. And I didn't understand that. When I got hurt, when people hurt me at school, I was looking for my mom's love, that everything's gonna be okay. I didn't have that motherfucker in my ear telling me, go hit him back. It was always love. It was always the rainbows. It was always, there's something brighter on the other side. Not until I hit fucking rock bottom, I realized that I had to step into the role of masculinity. And you lose your masculinity when you grow up in a household with your mom. I would go over to my friend's house in the 4th grade, and his dad brought us outside, and he had us take off this tarp on a barbecue. And me and my friend are in the 4th grade, so what, 11 years old, something like that, I don't know. And I remember there was a spider on the little tarp, and my friend was like, we're not taking that off. I don't want to touch it. His dad said, shut the fuck up and take off the tarp. You're scared of a fucking spider, you're a man. I used to be the kid in the house, there was a spider in the house. Mom, go get it, I'm scared. I didn't understand that these were responsibilities that I was supposed to have as a man. I was so used to my mom doing everything. Chores, for example. My mom did everything. She did the dishes, she took out the trash, she vacuumed the house, she would clean my bathroom. There was times she would clean my filthy fucking room. And when I went to other friends' homes, they had a whiteboard and it had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and all the chores that they had to do. For my friends, that was their responsibilities. It got to a certain point where my mom and sister kept saying that things were a man's job, but I didn't understand what a man's job was because I didn't have a man present in my life. I was never taught the responsibilities and the discipline and the structure around my life that a man was supposed to have. So what did I have to do? I had to teach myself. I had to see it through other people. I would venture out and look for mentors and coaches and teachers. And those are the people who taught me things. So yeah, I didn't have a dad present, but I didn't use it as an excuse not to be a fucking man, which some of you bitch ass niggas do. Just gotta find it yourself. It took me a lot longer to though. It took me a lot longer than I would have liked it, but I had to accomplish it. I had to get through it. I had to kill the confusion. I had to step into the role because I was a boy and I thought I was grown. I didn't know what grown was. You motherfuckers don't know what grown is. You don't know what you're fucking missing until you see it somewhere else. Until I started to see how other households were. How other people were with their fathers. What I was missing. And then it hits you all at once. I didn't have this. I didn't see this. And then it catches up to you. And you have to figure it the fuck out. Otherwise, you're gonna be that 35-year-old bitter motherfucker at your parents' house, eating fucking Oreo ice cream and Ruffle chips, talking shit about people, and you never accepted the role that you were called to be in. You have so much capabilities inside of you, but you didn't have a dad around, so that's an excuse? That's it? You got an excuse for that? I don't think so. It's gonna be in my outro. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe on these videos at Kyrie Josiah. I got some banger vids coming up for y'all. Stay tuned. Stop being a bitch. And Let's get to this. I'm excited.